Welcome back to another Sister Scoop. We are coming at you with this week's Marvel news, and the first one's huge, and it's actually my most anticipated project of the year. So I'm really excited that we finally have news about this one. And that is, and I'm going to call it by its official name, Agatha All Along has an official date, which is September 18th of this year.
Yeah, I think one of our big complaints of 2024 was not knowing when anything came out. And especially when it came to the shows, not having a ton of leeway or advance notice. So glad that we got a solid 4 months notice that this is coming out. But other than that, obviously this is going to be a fun show. She was a great character in WandaVision. I'm excited to see where they take it, keeping going with the mystical and all of that, which we've kind of taken a little bit of a break from in recent projects. So I'm excited. It should be very fun, timed with Halloween, which we kind of anticipated. So very timely, and I think it's going to be a good time. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, I'm excited. I also have to just point out the fact that they kept the gag going for like 3 years with the name change. Like, all of us were just sitting there like, what the heck is the name of this stupid show? Like, it just was changing I would say almost 6 months. And then I think we all started to realize that like it was a joke when you started seeing what is like the lying witch with the wardrobe or something like that. That was circulating last week. And everybody was like, that's not right. Like, we know that's not right. So I do have to give them credit for keeping that gag going this entire time. That was insane. And I think it's funny that they ended up with Agatha All Along, obviously, due to her WandaVision roots. But have they confirmed how many episodes it is?
I didn't see it because I watched the little, what do you call it, like teaser that they did where they showed all the different titles, which was hilarious, by the way.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they said other than we're getting 2 episodes to start. So September 18th, we're getting 2. But I don't remember if they actually said the number of episodes.
Okay. So we'll have to keep an eye out because I personally didn't see it either. I'm just kind of intrigued. Like, are we? I would think if we're getting two from the start, we're getting more than six. Because the only other shows that have done that, we've gotten more than are usually our 9 or 10 episode shows.
Yeah, and I also think after the success of X-Men 97, even the success of Echo, I know a lot of people didn't really talk about Echo just because of the release cadence and it all kind of dropping at once. It got like one really big splash at the beginning of January and then we were kind of done. But I think those, because Echo was how many episodes? Five. It was 5. But I think showing that we're doing different numbers of episodes and not sticking quite so rigidly to 6 episodes and we're done or 9 episodes and we're done. I kind of think that they're starting to experiment more. And so I'm hoping that this is another one. I think their sweet spot they're going to find is 7 or 8. That's what I'm anticipating. Because I think we've always kind of felt they need one more episode beyond 6 because 6 always feels rushed. So I think 7 or 8 is probably going to be the sweet spot. So I'll be curious to see how many episodes they do actually come out with this one.
Yeah, I am too. I also just want to point out, obviously, its predecessor, WandaVision, was 9 episodes. It was the first show that came in with Marvel TV, and it was 9 episodes. It had a 2-episode drop at the beginning. So if we're going down that realm again, I wouldn't be shocked to see 9 episodes, or like you were saying, that sweet spot's probably around 7 or 8 for these live actions. I mean, I think we also then on the other side felt like there were moments in WandaVision, there were moments in She-Hulk that were a little like, we probably could have taken this out and made it an episode shorter. So yeah, I definitely think you're right in saying 7 or 8 is probably going to be what we should expect.
And then on the other hand, you have Daredevil, who's somewhere in the ballpark of 10 to 13 because that show is used to running 18. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe they're going to switch it up by show and say we're going to go based on where the story takes us, which I actually would prefer instead of trying to fit a story in a specific number of episodes. Let's, just do
tell the story and see what happens.
Exactly. I couldn't agree more.
Well, on to our next one. This one dropped actually like right after we did Sister Scoop last week. So we didn't get to it because we had to do Sister Scoop a week or a day earlier. But that's that Ralph Ineson, and I hope I'm saying that correctly, is now officially Galactus in the Fantastic Four movie. I'm not sure I thought they were going to go with Galactus already.
Yeah, it feels very big for a first Fantastic Four movie.
Yeah.
I think we all were kind of expecting Galactus to be the next Thanos, the next Kang. So to put him in a Fantastic Four like this, unless you're setting that up, I mean, think about it. Thanos was in the Avengers.
True.
So, that could be interesting because I think what I'm starting to get worried about with the Fantastic Four, and don't get me wrong, I think that might be my most anticipated movie of the next 3 years. Like, I don't even care what's on the slate after next year. It doesn't even matter
Okay,
to
but like
me.
Secret Wars is, and I know you're excited about that.
I thought Secret Wars was a year later.
Oh yeah, but you said the next 3 years.
I meant 24, 25, 26. Isn't Secret Wars 27? I
I
think it
don't
got
know.
bumped to 27.
I don't know. It
Anyway,
could be.
basically between now and Secret Wars, Fantastic Four is like my shining beacon of light. Not that I'm not excited for the rest of it, but like Pedro. So the thing that I'm getting most worried about though is they are putting a lot in here. Like, even if you just think about the actors that they've cast that we don't know, we talked about one last week and I'm blanking on his name. We'll talk about another one in a minute or two. Then you've got Silver Surfer already. Now you've got Galactus. And I know that these characters go together, but I'm also like, we've never seen this team together before. So now we have to like start from scratch and getting to know them. Obviously, we know the background and everything just from the comics and the many iterations of Fantastic Four we've had before, but we don't know this Fantastic Four. And now you're sprinkling on Galactus, you're sprinkling on the Silver Surfer, and it's starting to feel a little Spider-Man 3 to me, and I'm getting nervous.
Yeah, I'm only a little nervous because obviously the second of the early 2000s movies were focused around Silver Surfer. I mean, it was literally called Silver Surfer. And then we see Galactus come in that movie as a weird cloud thing. And it's very strange how they
It's been a long
handle
time since
that.
I've seen it's like 10 years almost since
Well,
I've seen
I
that
honestly
movie.
watched it not that long ago because I think I was like, I'm not sure I ever fully saw this movie, so I'm gonna watch it. Yeah, it was like a weird cloud. I don't know. It was strange. And I'm thinking, okay, but they had an intro movie. Kind of to what you're saying. Obviously, we don't need to see them get their powers. We've been there, done that. But like they had an entire intro movie prior to getting Silver Surfer. And now it seems like we're already going right to that. I'm also a little shocked because we already saw that. So I'm a little intrigued that that's kind of where they're starting with this Fantastic Four is with Silver Surfer and Galactus when it's been done, not well, but it's been done already.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to differentiate. This is a different
Right. Yes.
person
Yeah.
as
Yes.
Silver
Yes.
Surfer,
Yes.
so different backstory, different stuff like that. So I think that's where they're going to find that nuance. But knowing that the Fantastic Four is the first family and they have such a long comic history, it is kind of interesting that they're going back to something. I mean, obviously, Silver Surfer is very prominent in their comics, but it is interesting that they're choosing to repeat instead of saying, oh, there's this character or that character, or they cross over with so
Yeah.
many others. And I know that gets complicated,
Or
but
like at
just
least to
saying,
start off is kind of even my thing is like to start off with something we've already done. That's kind of interesting to me.
yeah. And then also to just add Galactus in there out of nowhere. I just
Yeah.
excited but a little nervous. That's pretty much the vibe right now.
I'm not nervous. I should say I'm more intrigued by how they're like what the thought process is here. But going into our last point, sticking with the Fantastic Four vibe, John Malkovich, he's been in so many things. I actually can't list a single thing off the top of my head, but I know him from so many things.
So I
He's been
have a
casted.
yes, I have a list ready of a couple things just so that if you're having trouble picturing him, you can probably picture him from these two because they're a little more recent. But he was in Space Force. So if you guys were fans of that show, or I think it's a show, or the Red movies where they have kind of like aging, like action actors. I think Bruce Willis might be in it. That kind of I think it's only two movies. There might be a third, but he's in those as well.
I know
If
him for
you
smaller roles, though. I don't know why I know him so much.
Yeah, no, it's funny because I was looking at his IMDb and I was like, I know you, but I don't think that I've seen any of these films. He's like one of those people who you see his face and you immediately know his face, but you can't exactly be like, I know exactly where I saw you in because
Yeah.
he's there, but it's like small, like at least the stuff that I've seen him in, to your point, has been like smaller parts, but he's a very good actor. So I'm excited. But it again comes down to there's a lot of casting announcements for unnamed characters coming out for this movie. And that's
Yes.
not even counting Galactus. So I stand by my previous statement.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only news we have on him, right? Like, he's been casted. Congratulations. Excited to see you in the MCU. As what? That's a
Couldn't tell
question
ya.
mark. We have no idea. So yeah, it is a big news. I think it's interesting that we have like an 8 or 9 person cast already that's been confirmed, but I
And
think we
bigger
only have
names.
Yeah. But I think we only have like what now 5 or 6 of them that are actually confirmed as roles, and now we have quite a few that are starting to collect that are TBDs. So, it'll be interesting. We'll just have to see where it takes us.
Yeah, I'm excited. Bring it on. Let's go. Fantastic Four.
I am excited. It's not my favorite of next year because we all know what I'm looking forward to the most. Let's be real. But I am very excited for it. And so let's see what happens. Let's see what comes together. But in the meantime, this has been Sister Scoop for this week. Make sure you guys are subscribing to our YouTube channel where you can watch us every week as we break down some of the big Marvel news that just happened. And also make sure you guys are keeping up with our podcast as always because we're covering everything that's coming out. Right now, we're right on the heels of the finale of X-Men. So get ready. And as always, this has been Sister Scoop. See ya.